Now then, start of another video. It's Sunday, just after dinner time. Thought I'd get a bit done on this. Just want to get it out of here now. I've got a lot of work to do on my home gear over Christmas. Want to get this done. I know it's only the first week of December, but sometimes these jobs like this, which are as and when jobs, just seem to drag on forever. So I've had a bit of a sickness bug, so I just thought I'd come out here and get on with this, because otherwise it's never going to get done. So here we are. Just put that slice backing gearbox there with the new gasket behind it. That's that gasket there. Just cleaning that up. Ready to put the new sealant on so I can slide them two gearboxes back together. Not a lot more to show you other than that. That's inside of that back end bit, so you can see the old sealant here. I find easiest way of getting it off is scrape it off. Trusty old scraper, I'll show you. Find easiest way to do is scrape it off. Try and keep it out of the gearbox. Once you've got round all of that, I'm not going to bore you with that. Once you've got round all of that, you then need a flat file, and anywhere where you think you might have pried at it to get it in bits, just give it a quick file off, just to make sure there's no burrs or out to make it leak again. Obviously, I'm going to concentrate on this bottom edge here, which is where it was leaking. I will then just give that a quick wipe out in there. Try not to brake clean the inside of the gearbox out, because all you do is disturb more than you actually clean out. But I try and wipe all these big lumps out, try and wipe these shafts off. So make sure these collars are all on. That pack there, this PTO pack, seems fine, so I'm going to leave that. Not going to mess with it. That bearing is on that shaft there, so I don't need to do anything with that. So, same with this side really. Scrape it off, clean it up, job's a good one. I do actually use this little wire brush on air drill for getting big chunks off or any rust, but I find that if you use that round here, you just end up with more shit in box than you do just doing it by hand. So I'll bring you back once I've got that in there. Oh yes, now then, we're back in one piece. I've got just about 4 bolts in each side of that, so all them bolts need tightening up. I can now put it back on the axle stand so I can actually get to it properly, take the back wheels back off. But yeah, she's actually back in one piece. It was a bit of a struggle to get them in there. There's a shaft right through the bottom, one with a collar halfway up, one at the top. Took a bit of getting them 3 shafts in mesh, but I've been turning the engine, turning the PTO with a big pair of grips. Managed to get it, so yeah, basically just going to crack on now, put everything back. So everything that I took off has got to go back on. I'll start at this side because this side was the first side I took off. Sorry, the last side I took all the bits off. So I'll start at this side and I'll work my way over to that side, and then the last thing we'll do, we'll put oil in it, run it up. It's having new filters, new oil. Sorry about that, got a bit of a cold. New filter, new oil. Don't need to do it to the engine because he's just done that, the chap that owns it. I will just have a look at the bonnet catch because he doesn't think he's got it on quite square. I've got a couple of little bits to put on the back, but I will sort that out later on, but I'm going to get that all back together now. I'll bring you back when it's all back together. Right boys, this will probably be the last video on this. Got it all back together. I'll zoom you out a bit. I've got it all back together, new filters on, new oiling. Just run it up. Doesn't seem to be any leaks yet. I'm just going to leave it overnight without wheels on so I can just keep an eye, make sure nothing seeps out overnight. Short of that, I'll put wheels back on, it's going to go back Arctic Road. I seem to have a bit of an electrical gremlin on it. I think there's some wires rubbed through down that side. So I'll have a route with that, but before it goes back. But yeah, I think that'll be about it for this. It's been a bit of a slog. I didn't think it would take quite as long as it did, but anyway, it is what it is. So yeah, on to something else. Now then, me again. I thought I'd show you a couple of these small tool repairs that we get in really regular. I spoke about these Husqvarna stuff in the last video. This is an extendable long arm, so I will just tell you which one it is. I think it's a 520 something. But it was on there. Right, sorry about that. Really interrupted. Small bob of grease. Literally, I think it's 20 grams of grease you're supposed to put in them, which is literally nothing. If you put too much in them, they die or don't work. So what I do, a little blob of grease and a good squirt of like a spray grease type thing. Just makes life a bit easier, keeps everything lubricated in there. So, new cover. Fair play to Husqvarna for redesigning it. Probably should have brought them in as a service bulletin, sent them out for free, but the new ones have got this spring on here. So if you look, that goes here. So that goes round that. Does that spring? Stops it from flicking up and coming out like it has done. So literally, you throw that on, 6 bolts, run it up, job's a good one with that. That is literally, them are terrible for doing that. They're a real big problem, and I'm really glad that Husqvarna have actually taken a bit of incentive and sorted it out. The rest of their battery tools are pretty good, but these edge cutters we had nothing but problems with originally. Still obviously are having issues with them, but especially the long arms. The long arms had a lot of problems when they first come, when motors go in and gearboxes, bearings and all sorts. So yeah, I use these impact driver things, right little roughly. So yeah, that's that done. Another job done. It's literally that simple with these. They're a really fast thing to work on. Just obviously stuff like that you shouldn't really need to do. They should have sorted that. They should bring it in as a recall really, but they haven't done. But I'm hoping any new ones they buy will already have that on, which will be good. So that's it for that one. Now then, I'm sorry this week's video's short and really not been so well, got tonsillitis, so just thought I'd put a few of these clips in. That last clip was the Koala 400 that we sold not long ago. This is the 850, that's the same 850. This 850 on this little Bobcat, brilliant tool. Really, really good tool. The lad that bought it absolutely loves it. It rotates quick. You could turn it down on the digger with the hydraulics. It's a really good piece of kit. That 400, the one that was at the start that we've gone past, that has still got to have a smart grip fitted to it, so I will video that one. I have to go and fit it. Just waiting for it to show up. It's just been a bit of a long job with that one. The factory's on a bit of a back order and different bits and bobs. Not excuses, but it's one of them. It will turn up and I will show you it fitting. So you can see this 850 here. A lot of people have problems with grabs like that. That's obviously quite a heavy bucket. If you grab something side on, it won't hold it. it will try moving back, and the 850's done. Now, I'd just like to say thanks for everyone for liking and subscribing and everything. I do apologise that this week's video is not long. It's just because I was ill. I'll be back on to more of it next week. Thank you.